Welcome back, everyone. We are here for some more Syberia 3. I continue to be very excited about this. I think most of you were here last week. If you are watching this on YouTube, you can find the first episode by the time this is up. I am making a push to have these put up online. I've recorded all of the various live streams we've done, or almost all of them. A few got corrupted. I think maybe once I forgot to record something. I don't think that's actually true, but I think it's possible that that happened. In any case, this one will definitely end up online. Mostly only German people have played this game from its YouTube presence, and so I figured, despite the fact that I am Vasco and thusly no one, I don't have any particular reason to appeal to anyone. I think it's nice that someone does the game in English, so hopefully someone is enjoying that. I'm gonna hit continue just because this screen is very loud. I do want to. Oh, I see. This loading screen is like, are there subtitles for something I'm not hearing? Did I screw up the audio again? Okay, so yeah, Syberia. I did a full sort of recap on generally what happens in the first two games in the last episode. So if you're unfamiliar with the other games, I would encourage you to watch at least that very beginning part of the last stream. But briefly, what's happened so far in this game is Kate was found unconscious out in the elements in the snow. We're not really sure exactly how she got there. We left off the previous game where she had found Syberia with a Y, important distinction, land of the mammoths, and it wasn't really clear what her plan was or where she was intending to go next. So at the start of this game, we're just in the snow. We don't really know how she got back. We know that she wasn't in great shape because she had been left out in the snow unconscious. And so she was brought to a Russian hospital in the town of, I want to say, Valsembor? But I might be making that up. I think it's something. I think it's like Valsembor, though. And she was also put there with one of these indigenous, well, not really indigenous. I don't know where the Youkols are actually from specifically. I think they've always been nomads in the sort of like Russian wastelands. Anyway, they have their distinctive stature and their weird culture with these giant supposed like snow ostriches or whatever they called them. And so we found ourselves in a hospital with their guide, the one person who knows how to lead them back to where they need to be. He lost a leg, unfortunately, and now we are, after escaping the hospital where people were trying to hold us against our will and are being generally creepy, we've fled to find the Youkol people and help them by finding the prosthetic leg that they need for their guide to have in order for them to continue their journey. And meanwhile, it turns out that American Detective Nick Cantin is on our trail. He's got a warrant from, was it the CIA? I don't know, some justice bureau within the United States, and he wants to bring us home for, what was the actual charge? It was something to do, I think it was like embezzlement, because we like didn't mail back the signed contract from Hans Vorarlberg and then disappeared. There's a presumption that we like wanted the money from that, but like the contract that was signed like said to belong to the toy company or something. I don't know. It's weird. But that's where we'd be at now. We've escaped the hospital. We've cleared some poison from the water, which is an actual thing that happened in the basement of the hospital, because this game is already weird. And we were about to sort of go seek out the sort of like shaman spiritual leader of the people and figure out what to do next. And the last time we left off, we actually
not come back here. Now all water poisoned.
No, that's fine.
Not
Where's
good
the? How do I get back inside? Because there it is. I found the button. The camera is not being super helpful at the moment, but hopefully that recap suffices. Probably was too long. That's what we do here. Dorax, welcome back. I feel like it's been ages since I've seen you in chat. How are you doing? Set the calendar and still forgot. Well, I think the plan for the near future, in case it helps you plan or anything, I'm really excited about this game. I think that I want to just try and stream this on Saturdays to keep it simple, so we all know where the schedule's at, and so you know, I don't want to, like, reschedule. Like, even if I have a Friday open, I think I would play a different game. Because I want to make it so, like, if you are excited to see more Syberia, you know to come and see it live on Saturday. And if it's not on Saturday, then you don't have to worry about it being Syberia. Just in case. Tired. Any particular reason, Thorax? Or is life just causing you ennui like it does me on a regular basis? What is this? Is this a squid? Oh, triangle.
What a strange sculpture. Looks like a kind of octopus or squid.
It does look like a sort of octopus or squid, doesn't it? I like she's got that, like, contemplative finger. You could just, like, watch her consider the squid sculpture for, like, an indeterminate amount of time. Now, we haven't really explored this location at all so far. Again, the camera's a little weird. I assume I can talk to some number of these Youkol people in what appears to be a marketplace. How about you? Are you selling something, man with giant bird man?
People not like Youkols now.
Okay, great. That was very helpful. I feel like I've learned a lot, and we've contributed a significant amount to each other's life. Who's this guy? Oh, I can push him around, because the game engine is really weird.
I don't understand why the mayor put the Youkols on our doorstep like that.
Can I push him some more? Oh, I seem to have caught him on fire. Does that concern anyone, that I've caught this man on fire? No one seems to be alarmed, including the man who is on fire, so, you know, I guess I got that going for me. Took took! Secretly, the Youkols worship not Nyarlathotep. That sounds vaguely Egyptian, but I am assuming that that is in fact either a fictional or real elder god from, like, H.P. Lovecraft or something. How far off... Oh, look, I can look at this one.
Ostriches are absolutely adorable. I wonder if I can...
You cannot. Gloop gloop. Indeed, Cotillion remembers the catchphrase. Cthulhu mythos. Yeah, so, like, H.P. Lovecraft stuff. Excellent, excellent. Work has been a pain. If you don't mind talking about it, Thorax, what is it you do? I don't recall if we've talked about it. I apologize if we have.
I can't help but feel sad when I see all those poor Youkols shut up in their camp.
I can go inside this yurt.
Oh, I can go inside this yurt. I don't know how to do that. Oh, wait. I think I found it. Wait your turn, sir. I need to go up in this yurt. Syberia, the land of spontaneously combusting human beings. I mean, is it spontaneous if I just shove him into fire? Am I in first person? What is happening? I guess that has happened in Syberia, but usually only when you're looking at something really close.
If only I had the time to take a little nap.
I mean, it wouldn't make for a very good live stream, but I assume we have time.
What a pretty pattern.
These are some weird hotspots, man. Most of this stuff does not seem very useful. Oh, and now we're in the box. Oh, right. I forgot that we have this weird, like, actually sort of manipulating objects in space mechanic. I assume this is the thing I want. Oh, it's candles, apparently. Alright, what's in my inventory? Oscar's heart, which is anachronistic. A knife, good to know. This brochure that no longer seems useful. And candles. Great, we did it. Work at a warehouse of a Goodwill. Oh, that's awesome. All of the annoyance that may or may not imply. I mean, I assume there's a lot of nuisance working in that field, but, I mean, at least Goodwill is good work. I mean, hopefully you could take some solace in the fact that that really helps people. But yeah, I do agree that that does sound difficult. I mean, I get tired of working with people in the basis that I work with at my work, but I imagine you really, truly get all types
The Youkol craftsmen must
in
make
that
these
position.
statuettes by the dozen.
And there are a lot of useless hotspots here, huh? I seem to have yet to find anything of importance other than yurt with candles in it. Make it worse. Go through the donations. Yeah, that seems like a challenging task.
Things went better with the Youkols before, that's for sure.
Wait,
You've
I'm
gotta
sorry, say that again?
understand. Lots of things have happened since the last time the nomads came through here.
Okay, but here's my problem with that. Why have you come into their weird marketplace to, like, be racist at them? Like, I mean, like, I understand you being racist at them, but if you are racist against them, would you not just not be here? That seems odd to me. Personally found no less than 5 dildos. Wow. That is weird. I assume that those were probably in collections of large items that somehow their owners had forgotten contained up to 5 dildos. And a gun? Wow, people really don't know how to organize their stuff. This actually makes me feel a little bit better about the mess that is my life. Really gotta organize my magic cards, but that's not nearly as bad as sending a gun and a dildo to a Goodwill, frankly. Wait. Wish you could wear gloves, as in they make you not wear gloves?
Great ostriches always need lots of attention. Lots.
I feel like you are an offensive stereotype of yourself. So this does appear to be a different section of the beach, even though it looks fairly similar to where we started.
Bajrtala, Miss Catwalk.
I'm still annoyed by the fact that they no longer know how to say my name correctly when that was never a problem before. What is this accent? It's the Youkol accent. What a silly question, Haggis. Come on.
Unukmak.
So is there any purpose to coming out here? Oh, wait, something. Oh, is that a whole dead squid? Guys, I think I found a whole dead squid.
A squid lying in a puddle of ink. Poor creature.
Can I put it in my pocket? I think I want that.
A squid lying in a puddle of ink.
I guess not.
Poor creature.
So, for some reason, I'm assuming I will need to come back here at some point and do something to a dead squid. But not something that would allow me to bring it with me. Something that must be done here to this particular dead squid. Maybe I can knife it?
Impossible.
I doubt that's impossible.
Nothing.
Nothing I'll agree with. For a second I thought it was an arm. Oof, that'd be rough. You see the second season of Batman will be out? Cotillion was actually telling me that, and I was really surprised to learn that. Not only because I didn't really have any indication that that was happening, but also because it feels really quick. Telltale rarely makes sequels that quickly, like, ever. Like, not since the second Sam & Max game, when that was pretty much all they were doing at the time, have they made a sequel to a game that quickly after the first. Which leads me to think that the Batman game was, like, particularly successful for them. Which actually makes sense to me, because I think it's one of the better ones they've made in a while.
The clinic. I hope Kirk is okay up there.
Kirk is the name of the Youkol guide, by the way. I do believe I failed to mention that, largely because I had forgotten his name. It's a knife-proof squid. Agreed. If it's impossible, it must be immune to the effects of knife. Snow effect for the slowdown? Oh yeah, most likely. That is most likely the cause. I will try not to spend unnecessary time in the snow, but
Clean cabin, so nuts get fine.
Youkol accent, guys. It's very consistent amongst all the people. Must say.
Stop!
This guy looks
You may not
familiar.
pass.
Should I know you?
Miss, as the inopportune loitering of the Youkol nomads in town was proving to be disturbing the tranquility of the inhabitants, Mayor Bulakin has ordered access to
It's a deep
Valsembor
breath.
to henceforth be restricted to those presenting a duly stamped
Valsembor,
pass, which
not
confers
Borg.
the authorization to
Close.
access said town.
Just look at me. I'm not a Youkol. Racist. What are they accused of, frankly?
Did you understand?
Oh, the Invisible Man. Yeah.
What disturbing impact on tranquility could the Youkols be accused of?
Degradation of the public infrastructure, petty theft, shoplifting, begging, the entire felonious panoply typical of such a person.
Wow.
And do you have any formal proof against them?
No, we're just
Shall
racist.
not pass.
Without a pass, you shall not pass. Open the inventory. Can I knife him? I'm pretty sure this game won't let me knife him, but I'm sure gonna try. Here's your pass, you
The
smug
pass?
son of a something.
Put that away this instant, otherwise I shall cite you for threatening a person duly imbued with authority.
At least the game properly registered my intentions for once.
Do I really need a pass?
Indispensable. So cease arguing and keep moving.
Can I go in here?
A checkpoint for the municipal employees.
Alright, so... Oh, I can go inside. I just have to get closer to the door. Yeah, I'm with you, Haggis. Like, the voice directing in Syberia has always been questionable, which is actually something I really enjoy. Like, it's like simultaneously like competent, but also like so far like off the wall weird that like it is entertaining to me. Ooh, this actually looks familiar. Similar to something from the first Syberia game.
Looks like something's missing, though.
What happened? Why? Oh, I see. Now that I know that it's a stamp machine, the game wants me to have a closer look. But for some reason, we had to have an intermediate step in case I couldn't recognize that it was a stamp machine. Understood. So, the stamp... Can I... Wow, there's a lot of points of interaction here. That's really bizarre. We're, like, gonna micromanage the crap out of this.
There's a shape ingrained in the leather.
I kind of just want to know what that
Only
looks
the
like.
stamp is missing. How practical.
Only the stamp is missing. Got it. Understood. Oh. Am I able to? I think now that I've done that, I can take whatever this is. Stamp part. That's a part of the machine? I assumed that was like a document left there, or like some sort of backing pad in case you screw up. Glory to Stadka. I'll never pronounce that correctly. But, yeah, we're definitely a Papers, Please vibe here, huh?
An old sponge. It's all dried out.
Okay, so I need to take the sponge, moisten the sponge, and then do whatever. Got it. Got a sponge. Okay. Well, I think that's all the things I can do for now. So I need the stamp, I need to moisten the thing, and let's actually take a look at that folder-looking thing. So, like, what is it? Do you have a point of interest? You do. Look at it.
Over time, the stamp got imprinted into the leather. It looks like the Valsembor stamp.
How do I know what the Valsembor stamp looks like? Let's go back. Yeah, I mean, it's a stamp. I got it. I got that much. Alright, so clearly we will be doctoring a document so that we can get into town to get the prosthetic leg, to find the witch with the hair as gold as corn or whatever.
Stamps. But not one is the right shape, of course.
Wow, she checked that super fast. I think she a robot. Or maybe an automaton. But probably more like an actual robot at that point.
Nothing useful here.
Why is that a point of interest then? Why is there a point of interest that, like, is only
Nothing
not
useful
interesting?
Here.
Okay. So, if I get closer to here, anything, Bueller? If I get really close to the drawer, can I open it? No. I'm really used to working camera in a Syberia game. So, I think that's all we got in this cabin for now. That's a good read, Haggis's 8-year-old brother. Dang. But does the sponge go on the ink? I guess it does. Yeah, that would make sense. But I still need the stamp part. And by stamp part, I don't mean the weird thing I already possess. I think somehow I'm supposed to use that to get someone to make me a stamp. Alright. R2 to run. I will continue to forget this for large periods of time at a time. This still feels weird to me, though. Like, I get what we're going for. But, yeah. I mean, also, at the very least, we can use this pool to moisten it. Oh, wait a minute. Can I... Oh. Wait. Pretty sharp. Pressed X to use. That's weird. That is... Can we take a moment? I know a lot of you guys aren't like regular adventure game players, but that is some That's some really stereotypical adventure game nonsense right there. Like, a lot of adventure game puzzles, at the core of it, are some sort of esoteric lock and key mechanism, right? Like, you can't save the day until you have broken the magical barrier, which requires the gem of contempt, or something like that. But, like, here it's like, you need to ink. So, clearly, a squid has already died on the beach, like, yards away from the water. Unclear how it got here, but it sure died by excreting an absolute ton of ink so that you can use it as a pen. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that back in the stamp machine just so I don't forget. Please do, Haggis. Also, let me know what it ends up doing, and if anyone dies in the process of obtaining the Gem of Contempt. Look at the thing. Look at the thing. How do I put it back in the... There's not a hotspot where it used to go. So how do I put it back? Can I... I'm actually kind of perplexed by that. Oh, wait. Wait, did it use it? Oh, it is in there. It's black, so I didn't notice that it actually got added to the thing. Great, okay. So now I just need the stamp part, and I assume that that's why I have the weird folder thing. Can we call it the conjunct? Well, someone here is a tech fan. Speaking of which, I am happy to report that Tech and the Professor have made it to the East Coast unscathed. They also mentioned that they had a lot of good food along the way, but since I only like bad food, I didn't ask any questions, and so I can't really answer any questions you may have about their food. If only Alcadius were here. I don't know. I feel like Alcadius is similar to me in that it's actually somewhat difficult to predict whether he will or will not appreciate a pun unless it is, like, obviously a good one. Like, I definitely have an appreciation for some bad puns as well as good puns. No, they moved back to... So, the barn that Tech was raised in is in New Jersey. Which is, of course, on the East Coast. So, yeah, they've moved to go live with his family for a while they save up for a house of their own, so that they can have little Professor Techlings. And, yeah, so they are, in fact, in New Jersey on the East Coast. They have made the grand voyage. I don't believe I insinuated that your pun was not amazing. Always like hearing about food. Well, unfortunately, I don't have any answers.
Before, Youkols could always use stamping cabin. Then, hey, visit town.
Answer me this question. If anyone can use the official document stamp, what is the purpose of the document stamp? Because if truly anyone has access to it, then shouldn't there just not be a stamp required? Like, what? Why does that exist? Quiet, I'm clarifying for someone who probably doesn't know United States geography very well. Mostly because I assume that everyone is as bad at geography as I am.
This forge is magnificent.
These cinematic view things seem really ridiculous to me. Cotillion is somewhat fairly teasing me, but still, I maintain that I am here for all of the people, including people who probably don't give a crap about U.S. geography. So I assume this is where the... Oh, what's over here? Can I have it?
Superstitions seem pretty firmly in place here.
Alright.
Sinister.
By the way, for those of you just joining us... Ooh. It's a Harfang! For those of you just joining us, the protagonist of the game, Kate Walker, also known as Kate Walker,
Miss
is
Kate
voiced
Walker.
by Jeremy of Code
You have
Lyoko
good news?
fame in the US, or in the English dub. It's probably not a US dub.
To be honest, nothing great. Kirk, your young guide is in the hands of Olga Efimova. That woman has the director of
She
the clinic, Dr.
sucks.
Zamiatine, under her thumb. She also seems to be in tight with a shady soldier.
She's in
People
tight
hate
with the
you,
shady
Ayahuasca.
soldier, if you know what I
They
mean.
can't stand your way of life.
They are
They're
in
the ones who
cahoots.
poisoned your ostrich's water.
Which actually does sound a little
I
dirty.
think they're also holding up Kirk's prosthesis to keep him in the clinic and stop you from
I listened to
continuing
almost
your
nothing she
migration.
said because she recapped everything.
People not like Youkols now. Youkols out of date. Tuk-tuks. If Youkols without guide, not able continue great voyage. Return
Man, they
to
really
north and
retconned how
never
Youkols
leave
work.
again. And then ostriches die.
Ostrich is still annoying to me.
Well, hold on.
It's really
We're
judgmental
not at that
Harfang.
stage yet. I promised Kirk I'd go to Valsembor to bring back his mechanical leg.
Tuk. Magic leg not only problem for Youkols.
Why is that funny? Tell me about the other thing.
What's the other problem?
Ayahuasca sees bad spirits everywhere on long road for Youkols. Now, many very, very bad spirits on lake, and also after. Baranor, very dangerous. Bad luck everywhere. Ayahuasca very, very scared.
Oh, yeah, also the lip sync will never match,
There
so
may
don't
be
expect it
another
to.
way to cross the lake instead of waiting for it to freeze. I'll find out when I visit Valsembor.
Why Miss Kate Walker decide to do all
Why
this
do
for
you
us?
expect that to work? What's with this bird? Why is the bird mugging so hard? These are all valid answers, but I feel like the good one is this
You're
one.
treated like pariahs. I'm disgusted by how everybody sees you here.
Miss Kate Walker and you
Single toque is somehow disconcerting to me.
So Miss Kate Walker decide accompany Youkols on great journey?
We'll see. First, I have to go to Valsembor. But like you, I seem to be a prisoner in this camp.
Youkols not have right to go to Valsembor now. Miss Kate Walker like them. Now she must find pass so that she able to leave here.
I mean, that much I managed to figure out by trying to leave here. Although, I suppose that's on me for sequence breaking. Haggis, I'm definitely glad to hear that you are enjoying Metal Gear Solid 3, as I believe it was you who was most excited for the franchise to return to our channel. And I was not entirely certain if people would actually enjoy the series after a certain point. So, what can you tell me about the pass?
Where can I find a pass so I can leave the camp?
Before, Youkols could make use of pass machine in cabin at Camp X.
Still don't understand why that exists.
But authorities decide break it in small pieces, so now we cannot use.
They really just took
Miss
one
Kate
important
Walker
part.
should ask client tourists in Valsembor.
Wait, how can I ask people in Valsembor if the problem is that I can't get to Valsembor?
Strange the lake taking so long to freeze. This must be a consequence of global warming.
Oh no, is that what we're doing
Bad
now?
spirits at bottom of lake make water very hot. Really nasty.
Very
bad
hot?
spirits
Like the lake is
everywhere
boiling?
now.
Thanks, I guess.
I was told about everything your tribe did for me when you found me. Thank you so much.
Miss Kate Walker cured. That's what counts. Job of ayahuasca.
I'm going to try to find the pass that you told me about.
I was
Miss Kate
already
Walker,
doing that.
Go quickly.
Hold R2 to run. Oh, how great would it be if we got like a Metal Gear Solid style like fourth wall breaking tutorial where she's like, go quickly, Kate. Hold R2 to run.
What a funny smell.
You're a funny smell. Oh, sorry. I thought she was talking about me. I got defensive.
Ayahuasca, the Youkol shaman. I didn't think I'd see her again after she helped me save Hans.
Did anyone just see her do like a weird like head flip with her hair like bunned up? It's weird. I don't know. I've always liked Code Lyoko is actually really interesting to me in that it is like clearly aimed at like young kids, but like has the guts to like experiment with storytelling in a way that, like, no one would do for kids that young. Like, the story structures are way more mature and thoughtful than, like, a normal kids show. And, you know, like, the sci-fi jargon and nonsense is, like, fun enough for an adult to enjoy if they're into that stuff.
Must be for making clothing.
At least that's my feeling. I can understand why people wouldn't like it, but I am a fan. Hey, wait, this guy's inside? Why are you inside? What are we doing? Oh, he's supposed to be talking, but he's not, because the game broke. Well, that was weird. Okay, so the fact that he's inside seems, like, relevant. Wasn't there a way I could go? No, wait, don't. Stay there. Talk to the guy. Just trying to race him. I don't know what this would do. Or just, like, break into town. Yeah, I'm sure that would bode well for me. I'm gonna race him anyway. Oh, it's this way. Hold R2 to run! Yeah, I'm not surprised that Code Lyoko did not make it to the UK. I wouldn't be surprised if it aired in France, just because, like, I believe it was originally produced for French language. I believe it's, like, French-Canadian. How did he beat me out here? He's so fast, and also clearly cheating. Alright, so... nobody likes the Youkols. That they've made, like, overabundantly clear. I don't know why Kate keeps asking people about that.
Hard not to feel intimidated.
Really? Because we're friends with everyone here. Lyoko was in the UK, but only for people with Sky TV. Gotcha. What, is that like satellite? Am I understanding that correctly? Like a satellite cable service? Okay, so I'm really fairly at a loss at the... Is there more than one guy? Maybe there is. Maybe I'm racist against guards. I'm fairly confused as to how to get the stamp.
A town pass? You need to go to the town hall, young miss.
Right, but how can I go to the town hall, which is in town?
Give you my pass to enter the city, and then what next?
Oh, so she, like, literally just wanted me to talk to, like, strange tourists, hoping that one of them would randomly help me. Okay. Again, I question why any of these people are here if they're all racist against Youkols.
No way I'm giving you my pass. That'll teach you a lesson about sneaking around.
What do you mean, sneaking around?
I'm sorry, but I can't give you my pass to the town. Otherwise, I'd be stuck here just like you, right?
What is this?
Those ostriches are absolutely adorable.
Oh, it's that one. It's the one we can pet. Hey, there's some weird invisible obstruction here that looks like I should just be able to walk on it. It's making me really annoyed.
Tuk tuk.
Tuk tuk.
People not like Youkols now.
No, get out of the... Stop it. So, have I missed any of the tourists? I feel like I've talked to all the tourists. But, like, where's the town hall? Why can't I talk to this tourist? Have I looked at this one?
You know, Mads, you really do have a good nose for business. All right, then, please give 2 kilos, young man. But, oh, gracious me! My wallet! Someone has stolen my wallet! Hey, you! Give it back this instant!
He's gotta be starting something, man.
Ever since you got stuck here, you've been showing what you're really like. A bunch of chicken thieves, that's all you are.
Take that wallet.
What's
What?
going on?
His wallet's already... I can't believe this is going on this long, frankly.
When they see this, those damn
Because, like, he had already had this dialogue with the guy before I did the cinematic thing.
I have your wallet. I'm your wife, remember? You gave it to me just a while ago so I could buy this pretty ostrich feather shawl.
What a dumb thing is happening right now.
Let's get the hell out of here before you bankrupt. He can keep his artichokes.
Ooh, he didn't swear. Also, welcome to the chat, Velox. It has been a while, has it not? I'm pleased to see people coming out of the woodwork to watch Syberia, of all things.
With ostrich water mist close. Thank you, Miss Catwalk.
Oh my god, just say my name correctly. And just any two of you have the same accent, please. Did I find the thing I needed? Ah, good, a rotten pepper. Alex, can I ask your opinions on Syberia 3?
Hello, miss. You're not actually from here. I can hear it. What on earth is a young American doing in our beautiful land?
Says this guy who should definitely have a Russian accent and super sounds
it's a
American.
Long story, believe me.
I see. In any event, you must try and visit our town. You know, Valsembor is very charming this season. And may I suggest you drop by my tavern? It's the best restaurant in town.
That's a really sick burn, Haggis. I like that. How does one get... buy his pass? Do I have money? I don't think I have money.
I don't have a pass to get into Valsembor. You wouldn't know how I can get one, would you?
Wow, that can get complicated. You have to get a pass from the Valsembor Town Hall. And to do that, you need a pass to get there
Excellent.
first.
Well, I'm glad to know your feelings on this game so far, Alex. It means a lot to me.
Maybe not.
I probably should have listened to that.
This is my wife's pass. She's not well, so she couldn't come with me. The document is perfectly valid, except she forgot to get it stamped at the town hall.
Okay.
And that's a problem?
That's a problem.
I'm afraid
What's
so.
a paladin?
Without the stamp, the document is worthless. Not that long ago, you just needed to get it officially stamped at the police checkpoint, over there at the camp gate. But there hasn't been anybody there since the town decided to come down hard on the Youkols.
So this pass is useless?
Not necessarily. You need to add a stamp that looks like the official Valsembor seal. The police aren't
Looks
that
like the
sharp-sighted
official
around here, I have to admit. Anyway, I didn't say a word. Good luck, miss. And don't forget to drop by my tavern when you're in Valsembor.
I don't think that'll work, but I can try something.
What an amazing jumble. Not at all like New York markets.
How fortuitous that that guy just, like, gave us the exact thing we needed. Nothing contrived at all, I promise. Okay, so this is, like, the entrance where I came in? Getting turned around. Is this? No, I think this is... I think the entrance where I came in is, like, here-ish? I think the way I want to go is over here. Yeah, that's the yurt I can go into. Okay. Go outside. Yeah, the voice acting is a little bit inconsistent, we'll say. I will also mention that an especially bad job has been done with the Youkol people. So that's a little bit problematic for sure. I think generally the other characters are a little better, despite some, like, weird selections in making all these people who should sound Russian, like, super definitely American. Hey, here's a question. So, like, I'm not a super cool enough guy to have chat emotes. Someday, I really aspire to this. Everyone show me what your favorite Twitch emote is. I don't know if any of them will register on the PlayStation screen, but I'm really interested to see some emotes. What's the premise? When I started this last week, I just did a more in-depth summary. But just so that you can follow along, K. Walker came to Europe. I forget where Valladolid is actually supposed to be located. Oh no, it's in the French Alps, I think. So she, like, came to Europe to officiate, like, a business deal for someone to buy this weird factory that makes, like, clockwork nonsense. like a U.S. toy company wanted to buy this really old factory because it was just like weird and esoteric. And she came here and found out that there was like a secret heir, and so she had to get the signature of that person in order to close the deal. So she spends the first game looking for that person, finds him, decides that she likes this person and feels bad for him and wants to help him in his mission to go find this place where mammoths mythically still exist today. So she like leaves her job behind and forgets to mail that contract back to New York, and takes a weird train ride with that guy in the second game to take him to a weird place where mammoths do in fact exist. At the start of this game, it's not clear what happened between game 2 and this one, but we woke up in the snow and in a weird sketchy hospital. Now we're trying to help another friend get better so that we can help move these Youkol people back to where they belong, and so they stop harassing the local Russian village people. That's a shame. None of the emotes will show up for me. Anyway, that's fine. Making this face. I like it. I like it, K-Mac. Alright, so, the idea that I had was, what if the thing I need to do is to jam the unofficial pass?
Work.
No. Can I put this back? I can. So... what happens if I try to do this? This feels like this shouldn't work, but I'm not entirely sure what we're getting at. So, like, do this, I don't actually know what this switch does.
Only the stamp is missing. How practical.
Sure. Oh no, actually this could work. So I need to like stamp it down once to get the ink, and then I need to look at this again, move the ink pad out of the way, and since it's a depression, maybe this works? I'm not sure if this will work. Let me try... whatever that is. Again, this feels like a long shot, but it feels like maybe possible. Alright, well, I guess it doesn't reach the document without the stamp part. Oh, the squid. I am familiar with the squid one. Let's see. But if I, like, literally need the stamp... no. I'm gonna take this stuff with me again, because I feel like there must be some reason why I'm able to take this document, or the weird leather part with me. Give me this. Understood.
There's a shape ingrained in the leather.
So hypothetically, if I just, like, put something... if I was able to attach something to the end of the stamp mechanism, this should work, right? I feel like that makes sense. So we've got... candles are, like, the only thing that seems, like, even close to being able to affix onto that. Observe? What happens if I look at this?
Youkol candles, made with homemade wax.
So, if we just want to rule out some things here. So again, this feels like the only thing that could work, but I don't think it will. So what happens if I open my inventory and jam some candles?
That's not right. Impossible. Let's try something else. Nothing. Not a chance.
It's weird that it won't let me put that down first. Just need to implement. Yeah, but I'm still clearly missing something. So, I don't think I literally need a stamp, which is fine. But when I looked at the other just generic stamps in the room, it didn't seem like it would let me take one.
Stamps. But not one is the right shape, of course.
Like, I literally just need, like, a solid circle, I think, to just, like, press down into the groove and make it in the general shape, I think? Did I hear the great news? Oh, about Life is Strange? Is that the great news? Oh, man. That is some... It's not exactly news, but it's sure bad. That's true. Arcadius is a fan of OS Sloth. Yeah, I'm slightly lost at the moment. Does anyone have any thoughts on what we can use to add to the end of the stamp machine to make it stamp? It feels like the game wants me to... Why is this a puzzle piece? Yeah, that's with just my headphones. Headphones! It probably wouldn't have come straight to mind, Valex, if it weren't for the fact that I was just tagging an upcoming video for the channel in which I was talking to Tech about the fact that there's a prequel and a sequel coming up. And the prequel especially sounds god-awful, and you can bet that we'll be playing that and not liking it at all. So... Can I leave that down? I can't. What does that do for me?
Only the stamp is missing. How practical.
Oh, come on, Valex. You know you wouldn't be satisfied not knowing what happens before the events of Life is Strange. Okay. Doesn't seem like anything I have... Right. I'm just messing around with this because I feel like there's probably not another item. No, I could be wrong about that. There's another dog murder.
Only the stamp is missing. How practical.
Still pretty sure this has not worked. But it seems interesting to me that I have the option to leave the stamp in the lower position. That suggests I would need to do that for something. Especially the way this game is programmed where like it just definitely doesn't let you do things that seem obvious sometimes. Yep, that is one of the inherent problems with prequels, Neko, is that the stakes end up lower because you know that nothing happened to any of the characters you already know. I haven't really noticed anyone having any thoughts on the matter of... This? Oh, this one. You know, it definitely wants me to put something on the end of that. It's probably not even worth trying. It's weird, though, because, like, what's the purpose of these clamps if I don't need to remove that document? Or, really, just, like, to me, this thing is a document and not, like, a stamp part. This thing. Like, there must be some purpose for me to remove this, but I can't imagine what. I'm gonna take this with me and assume this thing doesn't work. But we know for sure that Chloe won't know what happened to Rachel, because she doesn't find out about that until the events of Life is Strange. Oh, what the heck is this?
Given the living conditions here, I can understand why the policeman's so nice.
But he's not nice. Oh. Yeah, the existing Life is Strange game is pretty much comprised of a series of paradoxes. It is true. So, I think at this point it's safe to assume... Hang on, what's the deal with this tree again?
Clinic. I hope
Nothing.
Turk is
Got
okay
it. The
up
point
there.
is nothing. Back. Is there anything over here in this, like, wheelbarrow thing? I feel like I can assume for the most part that any just, like, random Youkol villagers are not helpful to my existence. However, the non-Youkol villagers did seem important. I wonder if there's someone I can talk to get something to use as a stamp? But Valix, if that's the one dog that you want to see murdered, then you know it's not going to happen, because prequel. I'm going to double check that nothing has changed up in the yurt.
I can go inside this yurt.
Okay. I know you can. Go in the yurt, please. Go in the yurt, please.
If only I had the time to take a little nap. What a pretty pattern.
Well, that didn't help. There really shouldn't be anything on the other side, like where I started, that would help in this particular process. Because that stuff's even more like Youkol native. Like, there wouldn't be any, like, modern technology. Can I talk to... No, I want to talk to this... I was pointing my cursor at it, you annoying person who was always around.
Keep moving.
You keep
an
moving.
eye on your belongings. The pickpockets are swarming around here.
Why is he talking so fast?
If you need any information, go see my colleague at the camp entrance.
Hello, little lady.
Let's see if I can find that weird merchant again. I doubt he'll be helpful a second time. What am I caught on? Where was he? To be honest, I'm not sure I found him in the first place.
The Yukos on our doorstep like that.
Really don't understand the point of these cinematic things. It's this guy. Hello, this guy.
When you get into Valsembor, drop by my tavern. It's got the best food in town.
Okay, well, now... poop. Ugly laughter or perfectly justified and reasonable laughter? Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you, Neko, in that the dialogue was atrocious in its efforts to, like, sound like a contemporary teenager. But then again, someone very close to me used the word hella unironically this week, so, you know. I guess sometimes people make mistakes. Is there someone you could show this piece of leather to? It feels like there is, but I don't know who it would be. Do you have thoughts on that?
Since he seems so nice, I doubt I'll be able to cut a deal with him.
I'm gonna try talking to this guy again and see if he says something about the stamp. No, he just wants to see my thing. Let's see what he says about this, though.
This pass is not valid. It has not been stamped with a Valsembor town stamp.
Let's open the inventory again and show him this weird thing and see if he says anything about that, too.
Give that to the nomads. Maybe they'll get a good price for it.
Did he just say that for, like, any random thing? Because it seems like an odd comment to make about that. How about this brochure?
Give that to the nomads. Maybe
Yeah,
I'll
he
get
just
a
says that
discount.
about random stuff. Is there some kind of craftsman?
Do
So
I
the weird thing is,
really
we
need a
did
pass?
establish that
Indispensable. So cease arguing and keep
we
moving.
we did establish that the nomads have like craftsmen because they made a component of our weird Cthulhu key in the previous live stream. But we haven't met someone like that, and I don't really see anyone like that in the marketplace either. I think I'm gonna try talking to the like shaman spirit woman again real quick, although I'm pretty sure I already had that in my inventory. If I didn't, maybe when I show her to her, she'll be like, oh, take it to Jerry down in manufacturing. He'll make you a stamp, because why not? I mean, there is that person who has this, like, bed of coal thing. Which, like, maybe you could use to, like, forge metal?
Hello.
Look, Mark, Miss Catwalk. Need something from Forge?
Maybe?
Well,
Can you make me a
yes,
stamp?
I do. I need a stamp that has the same shape as the Valsembor seal and that I can use with the press at the camp gate.
Complicated. Need model. Tuk tuk. You have that, Miss Catwalk?
Hypothetically, open the inventory. Dimension the dice. How about this? Blammo.
Complicated, complicated. Smith also need wax for mold.
Need wax? Got wax, bro. Check out this inventory double slam whammo.
Good junk. Stamp ready in not long time.
Complimented my junk. Thank you, sir. See, this is what I was talking about before. If you have something nice to say, you say it. You think someone's got nice junk, you tell them that. Please don't quote me on that. I did that super fast, by the way. Like, dang. Well, I think we did it. It also seems like I no longer need that thing. Also, that was a very contrived puzzle. At least it felt that way to me. I don't know if you guys feel differently. Are you gonna block my way now? Is that what this is about? No, you just happen to be there. That's weird. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great. You're like, it's like, yeah, I need a model. And some wax. And how much money you got on you, Catewalk? Come on. Show me the door. So many loading screens. Okay. So. Here's what we need to do. We need to look at this. And I'm not sure which setting it needs to be in. We'll try it this way first. Stamp. Okay, made the stamp. Do I need to do this now? Maybe. Maybe we need to do that? Unclear. So let's put the paper down first, just in case. So I need this, and I need... Oh, I got this back. In that case, I should probably put it down, just because I assume it wants that there for some reason. I don't know. It's the way it was constructed, so just, I don't know. Bear with me here. So we highlight this thing. Okay. So I think we... Stamp? Okay. Do you think that has ink now? Unclear. And then we highlight this. Hey, look! We did it! Guys, we spent an hour, made a stamp. Good progress. Oh, I need to... That's super cool. I'm glad they added the extra step of kicking me out and not giving me the paper that I obviously want to take with me. Oh, I need to declamp it. Maybe it was unnecessary for me to clamp it, but it felt necessary. I don't know. Just highlight the... Give me the thing. Great, we did it. We have a pass. I'm gonna leave that other thing there because I don't care anymore. And then I'm gonna be really annoyed later if I need it, but I'm pretty sure I don't need it. Pretty sure. Uh-oh. Cutscene. Sup, britches?
Hello, Miss Walker.
What? How are you
Very happy
here?
to finally catch up with you.
Quick, punch
Mr.
him
Cantin,
in the dick.
what on earth do you want?
To take you back home, whether you like it or not. Come on, give me your hands, please.
I don't think this guy's got jurisdiction. I'm gonna resist.
I'm not going with you. Do you hear? Leave me alone.
You're alone here without friends or acquaintances, and you have nowhere
That's
to
not
go,
true. If I
Miss
just
Walker.
shout tuk tuk, everyone's gonna,
To be
like, eat
reasonable.
you to death.
Turn around and hold out your hands. Don't make me use force to restrain you.
Ugh, why did he add creepy ad-lib there? That is unpleasant.
Mr. Marston? Finally, I have her. Yes, she is safe and sound. I have Miss Walker under control. I'll keep
Don't
you
trust the
informed of
fat PI.
progress.
I'm impressed that you
Take a
watched
day or
Heavy
two
Rain
at
both
most.
times. How did people enjoy the finale
I
of
suppose there
Tech's
are a few
playthrough?
procedural obstacles to overcome before we can leave the country.
Listen, all these things I'm accused of are completely untrue. Hans's murder, embezzlement.
It was embezzlement.
It's nonsense. And while we're wasting time here, I can't help the Youkols. And believe me, they really
I'm
need
pretty
it.
sure this guy doesn't care about Youkols.
I am not your enemy, Miss Walker.
I'm pretty sure
If
that's
you
inaccurate.
haven't done anything like you say, it's in your interest to go back and defend yourself in court. There's nothing left for you to do here anyway. Not everyone here is your friend in these parts, I'm afraid.
Well,
Yeah, trick
all
him.
right, Mr. Cantin. You win.
I'm glad you're finally being reasonable, Miss Walker. Now we just need to wait for the representative of the regional military authorities for the administrative procedures. I don't think it'll take long to get our papers, so we can leave this place then.
How
I
long
forgot
do
to
we
do
have
the
to
listen
wait?
to her thoughts.
I've been through a lot over the last few months, you know. I'm recuperating. I'm still a bit weak.
Well, it could take a few hours at the outside.
Would you mind bringing me a glass of water?
We're pretty sure they're like thigh-high
I don't
boots.
feel too well. I
Last
feel a
week
bit
we were
dizzy.
puzzling over the
I'd have to
logistics
leave
of
you
wearing
here
them
in the
over
meantime.
very tight pants
I'm
and
not
how you get
sure
them
that-
on and off ever.
Please, Mr. Cantin. I really think I'm going to faint.
Don't worry, Miss Walker. I'll see what I can do.
Quick,
But
punch
don't
him!
move.
Quick, move! Move! Move lots! Flail around!
I have to get free and get out of here while Cantin is busy.
Okay.
Useless.
Why can I look at it?
A glass bottle. Maybe if I knock
Oh
it
my
over-
god, are we gonna make a shanking bottle to get out of this? Oh, please. Please let that be the thing. Tech will be so happy. Yeah, so just, like, nudge it? Put your back into it! Dang, woman! Life's on the line here. How did we even manage that?
It didn't break. God, I need to find something else.
How are you so bad? Also, is the shelf on fire now?
Useless. Unless I want to fracture Cantin's skull with my hands behind my back, this does me no good.
Nothing I can... Oh, how about
It
this?
looks like it's pretty heavy. Maybe if I give it a little push.
It won't let me walk to the bottle. That's the weird thing. I would definitely try that, even though she would be like, oh, I can't pick it up because my hands. Okay, I'll take that, sure. I mean, again, I could definitely have stepped on that, but why not? I would like to point out, however, if I may... What the heck?
I could get hurt seeing how big it is. I should be able to use it.
Great, use that one. Oh, do I have to do the manual manipulation thing? But, like, she knocked over a whole, like, metal bookcase and then dropped a heavy lamp on a glass bottle. Like, there's been a police officer outside since before we were, like, charged with embezzlement and nonsense. Like, someone would have heard that and come running. Like, that's not subtle, man.
Free at last. All right, let's get out of here before Cantin comes back.
If Cantin didn't take the step to, like, talk to the police officer outside, he is bad at his job. K-Mag raises a good point about the fact it seems like she was just knocking stuff over. Seems like fun to me. Wow, okay. Nick Cantin sucks. Hey, buddy. Man, your sound clips are all kinds of broken, mister. Check out my sweet document! I like how I've gone to the... like, I've talked to him and been like, I don't have a pass. And I come back to him with, like, someone else's pass that isn't stamped and be like, I found this.
No, wait! I have an arrest warrant.
And then I come back and I'm like, no, now I have a legitimate pass. That is like the worst use of bullet time in the history of existence. He took his warrant! That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. That's so spectacular. They just like trolled him like a bunch of like 6-year-olds. It's gonna like save the day. That's actually kind of glorious. I have to be honest. I mean, yeah, you're kind of right, Cap, but like still, that's like pretty bad. That's pretty bad though. That was such a dumb and amazing cutscene in like every possible way. The animation style reminds you of Tintin. It was animated by monkeys. That is actually really apt, I think, Haggis. That somehow does feel correct. Especially, the detective in particular looks really Tintin-esque to me. Not that I'm extremely familiar with it, but I did see the weird... like, it was like a CGI animated movie, right? I forget who made that, but I remember that coming out, and then I saw it when it came out on DVD, and there's some weird stuff in it. Welcome to Valsembor, home of... this definitely looks like a Banjo-Kazooie level or something. Also, lag! Okay. Let's find a backpack to stuff our bird friend into, shall we? This looks like a thing. Is this anything? Why is there gigantic changes like hanging out in the middle of town? These are the same villagers from over there. You're telling me you got like 5 character assets for this entire country?
Believe me, it's a really good thing that the nomads can't just come and go around Valsembor as they please anymore.
That big boat, the Crystal, it's been rotting at the dock for years.
Why would you just say that apropos of nothing, you weirdo?
Things are heating up for Mayor Bulyakin.
I don't know if that was a pun.
My squid is absolutely fresh, miss. Listen, miss,
Yeah, it
it's
is.
fresh.
What are we talking about? I suppose I should go closer to the doors. There are context-sensitive enter actions. And I'm remembering to use the run button. You guys would be proud of me.
Since the town hall closed the port, we sometimes get the impression we're living in a ghost town.
That and all the ghosts.
We're going to see the nomad souk. Apparently they have good prices.
I like that they're gesturing like they're arguing and they're both just like matter-of-factly like, wow, it kind of sucks to live in this town, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it pretty much looks like a ghost town. It, like, literally looks like a Silent Hill town with, like, all these doors that just don't open to anywhere. Tuk Tuk and Jeff. Team Youkol. Haggis, well done. Oh, good, I can talk to a fisherman. You know, I was recently watching a Let's Play of a game called Mystery of the Druids. It has, like a whole, like, fourth of the game is, like, you just, like, listening to stories of a fisherman. And they don't have, like, any bearing on the plot. That game is real bad.
It's because of the lake monster that the locks are closed.
Wow, that's my takeaway from this? Okay, great. Also, is this a door or just a... Is this like a solid stone obelisk? Like, what? Like, how do I... It just looks like... It doesn't look like a door, it just looks like rock. What is the point of putting that lighthouse there if this isn't... Oh, is that not an invisible wall? Oh no, it is an invisible wall. The camera just shifted because I got slightly too far. What a weird feature. So, is that the ghost boat? I don't know. So far, nothing in town seems very helpful. Hey, is this a real door? Oh, it is. This one's a real door. But it's locked. Silent Hill rules. Feature. Feature indeed. For some reason, I've been saying that a lot lately. That something is a feature and not a bug. Alright, well, this entire half of town seems to be completely useless. What is it that we should remember, Cotillion? Camera change. Syberia does love its weird, rusty technology, doesn't it? Alright, none of that is anything. Can't walk further down that way, which I would expect to be able to do. There's a good point, Cotillion. Oh, wait, can I... At this camera angle, can I go closer to the thing? Or does that just, like, make me switch back to the other angle? Like, this looks like a switch or something. No, I can't reach it, so I guess it's not. Is literally the only thing in town this ghost boat? And who is leaving all these, like, nets and weird equipment around? This town is in room shambles. Sassy Arms Akimbo, at your service. I can't tell if that's a serious question, Kat. Didn't we determine that because the Megazord is solar powered, it's probably light? Alcohol should be consumed in moderation is a thing you can say to this man. Okay. I like all of these options. Go sober up is obviously really mean, and I feel like there's already enough negativity in this town. Is everything okay is probably the thing one should say, but I gotta see what happens if you get, like, weirdly eloquent with this drunk guy. Okay? So we're gonna see what happens if we calmly advise him that alcohol should be consumed in moderation. Also, I like that this is the one dialogue choice so far where because we're surprising him, he's not constantly saying, like, how come you haven't selected a dialogue option yet?
You almost fell right in the water. Have you ever thought about moderating your consumption of vodka, sir?
Oh.
Pardon?
It's me, Captain Obo.
Oh, it's Captain Obo.
Proud commander of the just as proud crystal. So don't you, sir, me.
But...
Well,
Captain.
delighted. Captain, I'm Kate Walker. I'm looking for Steiner's, the clockmaker.
If I fall in the water, Taylor, it'll be to go straight to hell.
Oh, he must be a devil fruit user.
Don't fall in the water, Sailor. You understand? Bastard's waiting for me.
Is it a fish man who knows
Who
karate?
are you talking about?
The monster of the lake is waiting for us
all
all,
right.
miss.
It did say something about basically Loch Ness Monster.
Everyone's time comes eventually.
Where's the push
Finish
option?
the work. Come on, back in the fight. Because you can never lower your guard.
That's weirdly threatening. What's that about? By the way, speaking of the Megazord, did anyone see that there's a Comic-Con exclusive Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord Funko Pop, like a 6-inch one. I have to find out what that's gonna retail for on the secondary market after Comic-Con, because it looks really cool. I could go on the boat, or I could wander around aimlessly. There's a car over here. Can I steal it? What's my goal again? I'm trying to get a leg, right? I'm trying to get a leg up on the competition. Wow. This half of town seems to be a lot more something than the other half of town. I'm not sure exactly what just yet. I hope that I continue to have the option to just say to every person in this town, like, alcohol should be consumed in moderation. Have you considered that? Darn. Oh, so you've played Pirate Warriors 3, huh? Interesting. We now have a light and a dark move. Elaborate, Cat. I'm not sure I know what you're referring to. Well, something's happening. It's ranging from 90 to 110. Well, I expected it to take longer for it to hit Amazon, but that's fair enough. That is disappointing. I was hoping for 60. So the new Power Rangers movie, liked it. Wasn't amazing. I'm not a fan. More than anything, what is wrong with that Mastodon Zord? Steiner. That, as far as I know, that shouldn't mean anything, but just so you guys know, Steiner. I got it. So, what musical name would be attributed to the character that has these two moves? Because I assume you're referring to the light and shadow system from Eternal Sonata. Going real deep and insular on these references now. This is what happens like an hour and a half into the live stream. Steiner guards the princess. I'm sure that's a reference to something, but I don't know what. Automatons? We haven't actually seen an automaton yet. Oh, is Steiner the name of the guy who's supposed to make the leg? Maybe that's why that matters. Guys, I accidentally found the plot.
Are you Mr. Steiner?
No, I'm Mrs. Steiner!
I'm sorry to bother you, Mr. Steiner. My name is Kate Walker, and I've come to pick up the prosthesis for Kirk, the Youkol spiritual guide.
And well, dear Miss Walker, Dr. Efimova has informed me that the young man was not yet in any sort of condition to withstand the operation, and that...
Mr. Steiner?
What?
Are you all right?
What was that? Why did we look at his nose real close?
Impossible. That pendant you have around your neck. I would be very obliged if you would entrust me with it for a moment. Please, Miss Walker.
This is totally what this guy sounds like, right? We're all in agreement that he should definitely sound like this and not like anything else? Get the laugh bigger in the inventory screen.
An XZ2000 automaton heart in perfect working
I think
condition.
XZ2000 might actually be the same model number that they gave when you were looking for his hands in part 1.
Pumps. Everything seems in
Mechanical
excellent
pumps?
condition.
What would be the purpose for that?
Donnerwetter! Where on earth did you steal this, Miss Walker?
Steal it and stop shouting, weirdo!
What? Are you calling me a thief, Mr. Steiner? I haven't stolen anything from anyone. This is all I have left of my friend Oscar. Give it back to me right now.
Ah, so. And yet I am
right,
actually
K-Mac?
very familiar
This is
with
like
this type
top
of
notch.
precision mechanism. An infernal precision. Incredible, unique expertise. For this was a Vorarlberg
No,
automaton,
I
Miss
obviously,
Walker.
I'm like besties
Yes.
with Hans Vorarlberg.
It was Hans Vorarlberg who designed this object. Tell me, did you know him?
Oh, yeah. He even lived here a few years. We did a lot of work together.
Of course he lived here. He lived like
He taught me
everywhere in
so
Russia,
many
except the
different
town he
things,
was
you
from.
know. So it is useless to try and make up silly stories, Miss Walker.
What?
And I am afraid that I am not about to allow you to leave here as long as you have not told me the truth about where this object comes from.
He has absolutely no reason to believe I'm lying to him. What a weird and contrived situation. Talk about Hans, talk about Oscar, tell him where to get off. I like that phrasing. That's very poor localization at its finest.
Miss Walker.
Let's talk about Hans.
Don't bother locking me in, Mr. Steiner. If you must know, the truth is that Hans Vorarlberg was someone who was very important to me. I accompanied him on a very strange journey throughout Europe. And that object in your hand is the only souvenir I have of that adventure.
That proves nothing, Himmelherrgott! Hans would never have given this to...
Does this guy need a weird clockwork heart? Is that what we're going for?
Mr. Steiner, are you all right?
It's weird lingering camera shots.
Need... my medication? Quickly!
Just don't move.
Oh my god, it's like Heavy Rain all over again. Fat PI, guy struggling for his heart medication, and now we're just like rifling through his crap to find it? A weird thing. I need my medication, sure. Ooh, nice mug, I'm taking this, it's mine now. Adventure games are weird, you guys. I don't know, that one got me good. Just like, it's really urgent! Kate Walker, please, my medicine! Ooh, some stuff, give me that.
A prototype for the clinic aviary?
Yeah, let's wind that up.
Make yourself right at home. Don't mind me.
At least he called me on it. What do we got? That's downstairs. I assume his medication is in this drawer or something? Oh my goodness. Is this for real? Can I... Wait. What is this?
No
Can I have
medication.
it? No medication. Got it. Okay. Whatever this is, it belongs to me now. Oh, this is prescription? So he doesn't have his own heart medicine? What a lunatic!
That could do him more harm than good.
The book or the pen? I'm just gonna leave all his drawers open. He can sort this out later. This is not my problem. Ooh, hammers. I'm sure that'll help.
No way.
Oh, but hammers.
No medication.
Kate, you're the reason why we can't have nice things. Like hammers. Tools.
That could do him more harm than good.
I'm pretty sure the thing I need is the prescription, but I'm still looking at all these.
Nothing that could help him. There's no point.
There's no point, you guys. We can't afford. The sky is over. Alright, so, wait. If he needs us to fill a prescription, doesn't that mean we have to, like, leave this terrible place? What is this?
Who would store medication in this mess? Still nothing.
Wait a minute, is the... Okay, so it's a document, is the prescription. So somewhere is a bunch of medicine, and we need to find it based on the information scribbled... Oh my god, it's all in, like, Russian or something. Oh, Lord. What am I supposed to do with this? Hang on. I didn't realize until that last second that there's a read button. Ah. Wait, it literally translates it into English? That's bizarre. Okay. 2 vials of spironolactone. It's a great chocolate. 3 boxes of lactolactate. That stuff will give you the runs real hard. Okay.
Kirk's prosthesis. But it looks like it isn't finished.
Dang it. Oh, a model of the ghost boat, for some reason. Oh, a button. Okay. Can I mean, sure, I get... Oh, now I can look at the boat, but only if the camera wants to cooperate? What a pointless interlude. What did I even just do? A newspaper clipping. Great. Now who's the one messing
Who would
around?
store medication in this mess?
It has the puzzle piece? But what? What would I do with it? The only 2 points of interaction are to look at the thing and to turn off the light. What would I do? Is this a puzzle?
Still nothing.
I think he died. Guys, I think he died. Shove the newspaper down his throat. Yeah, that could work. That could work. Seems just as effective as anything else. Alright, what?
My heart. I need my medication. Quickly.
But all I have is a prescription, and you've closed the door.
No medication in sight.
I mean, as far as I know, I've, like, looked at all the things. Did I miss any obvious place where there were things? Alright, that didn't help. But there's like, oh, there's some...
clattering must get really tiring after a while.
You'd think. Alright, so it's not in any of those. I can't look in his cash register, which would be suspicious anyway. I mean, if we let him die, then, like, maybe the leg works in its unfinished state, and we just, like, leave, right? Seems reasonable. Alright, okay, hold on. So, we've got this projector, right? Can I actually interact with the projector? It didn't seem like I could, but there's also a screen there, and that seems relevant. I don't see any points of interaction other than, like, where I got the newspaper clipping, and, like, all she says, when I, like, look at anything, is, like, who would store crap here? It's a terrible idea. So, that suggests that the only thing that matters is this ghost boat with its weird, like, puzzle icon, right? But, like... Okay, from this position, I cannot highlight anything other than the switch. All the switch does is turn it off. So, can I... No, if I move it in other directions, it's still just like a two-way switch. Let him die, he accused you of stealing and such. He deserves nothing. What's that quote from Ultima 9? We may do as we wish so long as it doesn't harm others. Well, I mean, he brought the harm onto himself. Does that count? Man, I'm like...
Fantastic.
It's really just not a helpful response to this situation. Okay, but like, for real. If any of you have noticed a hotspot or something that I am, like, not sufficiently paying attention to, please do let me know.
Kirk's prosthesis.
I don't think I've missed anything. Do I... Because, like, what I'm expecting, right, is to, like, find a cache of, like, weird drugs, and I have to, like, find the right drugs. But, like, there's nothing. It won't let me look at anything.
Who would store medication in this mess?
Alright, so the only thing we haven't done is to, like, read the newspaper clipping. So let us read the newspaper clipping. Wednesday, April 27th, 1989. Assuming this takes place in the same year as the second game, that would make this 13 years ago. Incident at Baranor nuclear plant. Authorities downplay effects. Tempest in a teapot. That's how Mayor of Baranor, Anatoly Mikolayov, described the incident yesterday. That has worried the communities around the local nuclear power plant. I spoke personally with Viktor Rostislavovich, director of the plant, immediately after, and I was informed that by my constituents complaining of noise. He stated, and I can assure you, that he satisfactorily answered all of my questions. In a word, all is well. Man, that's a really awkwardly phrased entire paragraph. Indeed, it would seem that a minor technical incident was the origin of the alarm. A power test conducted on reactor north 3 degrees at 1:23 a.m. caused planned radiolysis of the cooling water, which in turn caused small inconsequential detonations that were sufficiently loud to lead nearby inhabitants to legitimately react. As for rumors of underground flooding and a fire raging in the facility, Mayor Nikolaev was both firm and reassuring. Spreading rumors like that is purely and simply anti-patriotic, he said pointedly. Given the importance of nuclear energy for the economy and industry in our beautiful region, do you really think we would take an accident lightly if it were as serious as the rumors say? And the town council added, the reality is that the current systems in the plant are so sophisticated that an accident, and by accident I mean major one, is statistically almost impossible. When we contacted him, Director Rostislavovich concurred. He also confirmed that he had been in touch with the Energy Ministry, which in the event saw no reason to worry. Vladimir Mykolov, permanent correspondent, record number of visitors for the Baranor amusement park by 50,000. That's how many entry... So this is supposed to be like a different headline or something, right? Because that's like a weird giant leap in whatever's going on. That's how many entry tickets have been bought for the Baranor amusement park since it opened last year. Pyotr Buliakine or something, newly re-elected mayor of Valsembor, is delighted at the impact on the region that this ice fishing drama. Wow, we are all over the place. Conclusions of the inquest. Last winter, it stirred emotions up all over. Leo Narishkin, out on the lake to do a little ice fishing with his little brother, drowned tragically when he fell through the ice. The inquest has concluded that it was an accident, despite the testimony of the victim's little brother, who claimed that... Seriously? That the stories just end there? What's happening? Alright, well that was profoundly unhelpful. So, we got that going for us. There was something else above the leg on the table. Maybe? Let's check that out. There's something on the counter with the bird. I don't think there was something on the counter with the bird. Oh! There is something here.
A woman's writing saying, "Grandfather, don't forget to take your medication 3 hours before dinner."
Good read, Thorax. Okay. So that gives me an idea. Don't know exactly how to execute it. But this place is all cogworks and automation and stuff. So if we, like, set the clock 3 hours before dinner, maybe some alarm goes off and his medication just appears like magic.
Who would store medication in this mess?
Let's also check that counter, although I don't think there was anything with the bird, but I was also wrong about the other thing. Okay, it seems like it's just the bird here.
Clinic aviary?
I can, like, wind it up, but it doesn't actually, like, do anything. Who deliberately induces a small nuclear meltdown? Russia. Next question.
Empty.
The thing is, like, if my theory was correct, I would expect that there's some point of interaction here on the clock wall, where I can change at least one of the clocks to say whatever time I need it to do. Explains the lake being thawed. That's a really good point. It's really interesting, actually. Man, this sucks. Okay, well, we did manage to locate something that seems like important information. However, he won't talk to me about what time dinner is,
A woman's writing saying, "Grandfather, don't forget to take your medication 3 hours before dinner."
I just don't know what to do with that. I don't see anything that lets me do anything with that. Yeah, right. This definitely feels like the like typewriters and clock store.
Who would store medication?
What was that guy's name?
Mess?
Guy who runs that place? You know, the one who got murdered? I mean, it has to do something with this boat, right? This just doesn't make any sense.
Fantastic.
It's fantastic, you guys. It's a fantastic boat. Really? There's gotta be, like, something else I could do here, right? It's really just those 2 points, huh?
Fantastic.
It's fantastic. And when I'm in the zoom mode, I can't do anything. And I can't use any items here. Wait. Hold on. Why is the heart in my inventory? He still has it right now. If it won't let you set a clock, they could have made it stand out. Oh, if they want you to set a clock. I hate when autocorrect, like, makes contractions out of my words. Whenever I try to write well on my phone, it autocorrects to wheel. And I'm like, why? Well is a way more common word. Did I miss, like, a thing on the shelf? I don't think I checked this corner quite so carefully. Doesn't seem like I could do anything with the screen. Or with this pile of garbage in the middle of the floor. What is this thing here? This pipe. It's nothing? Appears to be nothing. You check the drawers again. Now that you know what the prescription was, maybe you can find... But there's like no drugs in any of them, were there? It was like mostly tools. It's like almost all tools, and then like a book with some ink or something? I mean, we'll go through them again, because probably should.
That could do him more harm than good.
Like, this honestly is the closest thing I can think of as a match. This is where we got the prescription from, and there's no other hotspot to check in there. This is like forceps or some weird, like, tool. Here's another weird tool up here. Where,
no medication.
Right? Here's hammers. Hammers are a tool.
Nothing that could help him.
Apparently nothing that could help him. Got, like, cogs and stuff.
There's no point.
But there's no point. Oh, this is medicine.
Nothing that could help him.
But apparently it's nothing that could help him.
That could do him more harm than good.
So, like, that is a very logical thing to check, but at this point, I feel like we've checked that pretty thoroughly. We've checked it once knowing what we're looking for, and once not knowing what we're looking for. There's a clock on the table I can't do anything with. I can't leave because the robot's holding the door closed, and we refuse to flip the switch. Like, for real, though, in this situation, would we not tell him that we're, like, going to go get him medicine, flip the switch that we saw him flip before to leave the place, go get, like, a pharmacist or something and just get him his drugs? Or, since there's, like, a note downstairs that suggests he's got, like, a granddaughter or a niece or a daughter or something, mightn't we try to contact that person and be like, hey, lady, where are the drugs at? Like, why are we just, like, dicking around in his workshop? What is this about? There is a counter behind him. There's, like, one hotspot on it, but it's just...
must get really tiring after a while.
Again, this is the only thing I can do. I have no interaction. Unless there's, like, really some subtle thing. Like, I can't use my inventory items on anything. Maybe if I wait long enough... Oh. What?
Tea.
What? What? Oh, it's glass. That's what that is. I was really confused. Okay. Okay, so here's the problem. I don't know what time dinner is. It smells like tea, right? Tea time is 4 o'clock? Is that correct?
Tea.
Can anyone confirm what time tea time is? Dinner in the rest of the world is a lot. Well, we don't want to set the clock to tea time. We want to set the clock to 3 hours before dinner time. Maybe that's, so if tea time is 4, 3 hours before is 1, is that what we're going for? Let's try that. Maybe. Nope, I have the door. This one. God, this is really difficult to do with the analog. This is insane. Okay. That didn't do anything. Tea time is 6. Okay, let's try 3 then. Oh, I thought it was 4. God, this is so difficult.
Tea.
It's really convoluted. Just like, if there was something that would tell me what the dinner time was, but I've read, like, all the documents that I could find. Let's move again? I was saying at 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, let's try 5, just for the sake of ruling it out. Apparently dinner time is 8. Also, we need a glass. Oh. Guys, we need a mug. Okay. Well, on the bright side, I guess that did something. On the other hand, that feels really dumb. What do I have to do to make it be 5 again? God, this is... I can't explain to you how difficult this is to control. Like, it seems like this should be really easy using, like, a round face with the control stick, but, like, man, it sure isn't. It definitely is not. Just... I didn't have to close it before, right? I don't know how much I need to, like, reset this to make it fire again. Don't tell me I get, like, 1 shot at this. There we go. Why is that so difficult? This puzzle is lacking, like, an enter button that would make this whole process a lot more straightforward. Okay, we did it. It only took like 40 minutes. Shut up about it. Hey, you know what I could go for? A spot of tea. Also, screw this guy.
Look at me. Are you satisfied? I just can't handle any aggravation anymore.
You're fine. Just gonna see if I could just interact with you. This whole puzzle is some chitty bang bang nonsense. I concur.
My dearest Miss Walker. I'm afraid I may have judged you somewhat hastily.
Don't mention it, Mr. Steiner. Tell me about the prosthesis. I need to take it back to Kirk very quickly.
I did not know that, Nico.
To let me have it.
Yeah. I just have a few small adjustments to make. It involves very precise and meticulous mechanics, understand?
Will it take long? I'm sorry to insist, but I also have to give a hand to those unfortunate Youkols. I need to help them get across the lake with their herd of ostriches. I'm so worried about them.
Once the mechanical leg is at last ready, I can go to the clinic and bring back young Kirk to you.
Really, or will you get locked into?
You won't have to worry about what happens to the other Youkols.
Okay, I mean, that seems like a plot hole. Okay, so, you know I love to complain about stuff. And honestly, I have to say, inherently I think that puzzle is okay, but I think that what they've done with the signaling is really bad. I'm gonna say something to shut him up, because he's just gonna keep talking. Just thank you.
Mr. Steiner? That would really be a great help.
So, perfect. But
yeah, why is he saying that all German-like?
Are you aware of what lies in store for the nomads when they reach the other side of the lake?
Will they be
What on
eaten
earth's
by a
the matter,
group?
Mr. Steiner?
What's the likelihood?
The next stage of your journey is the poor, cursed town of Baranor. It has become hell on earth since the time of the last great ostrich migration.
It was a really weird sentence that someone had to read, but was paid to do so.
Miss Walker.
Oh, apparently we're going to go into a big cutscene.
Exactly what I
Great, that's what I... Okay, good. Or maybe I could choose when to follow. Okay, so I want to take a second to talk about that puzzle. So, I think it's fine to, like, have, like... If that note was in a more prominent place, I don't mind the clues simply being, like, 3 hours before dinner, take your medicine. Because you may remember that as soon as I read that, I'm like, oh, okay, so somewhere I need to set a clock, and all I need to do is know when dinner time is, and somehow that will reveal medicine. So I was entirely correct about that. But I wasn't able to find that note by myself. Someone had to point that out to me because it was not obvious. I mean, there's a way that you could have just a small piece of paper on the wall be obvious, but, like, that room was just, like, filled with nonsense. Like, there's so much, like, crap strewn about that, like, everything's a distractor, right? In addition to that, if this clock is this important puzzle-solving element, it should probably be featured more prominently than, like, in this weird corner of the room that the camera naturally does not show you at most angles of the room. That's pretty annoying. And third, the fact that, like, he gives you nothing, he provides you zero help during that time, is stupid. Like, if we're to believe that he's fine hanging on with that medicine for, like, a half hour or whatever that took, like, he can say, like, the clock, the medicine's in the clock. Like, it wouldn't be that hard, right? Like, if your life is at stake, you would be able to indicate to me the thing that is within your own arm's reach that will save your life. And more to the point, it is within arm's reach of him. Even if he's, like, forgetful or something, he knows he's having a heart episode, he's got to know where the medicine is, right? It feels weird for him not to at least attempt to do that himself. Like, I don't know, man. Kamek, thank you for joining us. I hope you have a good rest of the night, and I hope that you have enjoyed your time here in the nonsense land that is Syberia 3. And thank you to everyone for helping work that puzzle out, because, while I do feel like I understood generally what it was going for, the pieces were very disparate. Also, the other thing I object to very quickly is the fact that, as far as I know, there is nothing here that indicates what time dinner time is. And even, like, within a single country, I don't think there's generally an agreed-upon single time of day that everyone has dinner. So it just feels like a weird assumption that I'm just supposed to guess. I mean, like, especially because the time, like, they say 3 hours before dinner, which suggests, like, a specific time, but, like, couldn't the note just say a time? Like, that puzzle makes a lot more sense if the note just says a time, unless there's some step I'm supposed to get either from him or from another clue that's like, dinner time is this, right? Like, it just feels like a weird, unnecessary convolution of the puzzle. I sort of suspected that you had thorax, but honestly, I appreciate the way you're going about it. I can tell that you're either using something like UHS or trying to, like, just nudge in the right direction. And that I'm okay with when the puzzle is just so stupefying that collectively we cannot do it. So let's talk to the guy, I guess.
Look just next to the films there, Miss Walker. You should find a film on Baranor.
Oh, hey, now I can use the film projector. Look next to the films, I should find a film on Baranor. Except what I see is clocks. I see clocks.
The film's missing.
I mean, I get that, but where is the... Does anyone see the films? I see a film projector, and I don't think I see any film on that screen. Next to the films...
Tools that would have suited Hans.
You didn't see that hotspot before. I'm just gonna look at this again. Okay, well, I've made a full circle and I don't see any films, so that's annoying. Even with the thing I'm looking at, I still have no clue where you find out his dinner time. Like, does the thing you're looking at mention a dinner time? Or are you just supposed to suppose it from something? Don't they actually increase the power in the grid in England at a specific time to account for all the kettles? I feel like that might have been true in the past. I'm more skeptical that that would be true in the modern day. Also, seriously, where is the film? Like, okay. For real now. Like, I know that playing this on the PlayStation 4 makes the controls inherently a little bit more awkward, so I'm gonna be a little bit more clumsy about this than if I had a mouse and keyboard. Totally admit, take responsibility for that. From a logistical point of view in the game, what is the purpose of not just having him play the film? Right? Like, he's already established that this is basically a cutscene. What is the point of this part of the exercise? Why have me do this? What makes this necessary? Apparently that's the film box. Which I would know if when she looked at it before she said, there's canisters of film in this box, rather than something like, no medication, which is what I'm pretty sure she said. But, like, I would even be okay with this if she had said that, or if there was an obvious indication that there was film in this box. But now it just seems like it's wasting my time. Right? Like, I don't get it. Maybe I'm being picky here, but, like, honestly, it feels like this is unnecessary. How am I supposed to know which one is about the thing? None of them are labeled in any fashion. Oh, wait, one of them is labeled. That's how it works. What a weird and unnecessary interlude this has been. Well, we found the film reel, guys. It took like 5 minutes because this game is just, like, not signaling very well. Okay. Let's inventory. Film X, go. This really could have just happened, though, right? Like, seriously? Oh, that's a really bad scroll for the subtitles. Wow. N degree symbol is read as number? Could have had that runtime. You're probably not wrong, Thorax. Oh, those guys look like Oscar. Oh god, look at those creepy dogs.
Oscar, they all look like him.
See?
Truly magnificent pieces, Nishtvar. The XZ2000.
This guy should definitely be more German.
Major masterpieces.
Oh my god, these are the worst subtitles I've ever seen in my life.
So Baranor suffered the ravages of a nuclear accident. But according to that film, the automatons you designed with Hans should have helped save lots of lives, right?
Nah, we're crap at our jobs.
Things went because of Captain Olga. Ah, that must be Sarah. Please come this way, Miss Walker. I'll introduce you.
In fairness to the game, while I'm sure that sound mixing probably wasn't great to begin with, I have turned down a lot of the volume because people were having difficulty hearing commentary over the game because of the microphone setup. However, yeah, I mean, that seemed real low even in comparison to other things we've been hearing in the game, which is odd. But really, those subtitles kill me. Why were the subtitles scrolling? Then you, like, couldn't read them half of the time they were on the screen.
Introduce you to Sarah, my granddaughter.
Nice to meet you, Sarah. My name's Kate Walker.
I actually owe Miss Walker a candle. Thanks to her calmness and peace of mind, I'm still here and on my feet.
Peace of mind is not
medication and gave it to
what
me
he
before
means
it
to
was
say.
too late. Donnerwetter.
You don't mean you had another attack, do you? Ah, you're
Wow,
being
she looks
very
so
naughty,
concerned.
Grandfather. You absolutely must let Dr. Zamiatine examine you.
Oh my
on,
god,
stay calm,
that is
my
the worst
child.
voice acting yet.
When I go to the clinic to take the prosthesis to the young
Agreed,
Youkol,
Thor.
I'll stop by and see the good doctor. Until then, why don't you make yourself really useful to Miss Walker? She's
Giggity.
looking for some way to transport the Youkol caravan to the other side of the lake.
Well, I think I've already found the solution. The boat in the film, the Crystal, it must be the ship that's docked in the port. If it was able to transport the automatons you and Hans built, it could carry the ostriches across the lake.
Yeah, seems pretty obvious.
That's not a bad idea. But unfortunately, there's a slight problem of size, dear Miss
I don't know what
Walker.
that means. I can't pay? What a bizarre thing to say at this point in time.
What do you...
What on earth do you mean?
Obo became a poor wreck when he simply abandoned our automatons in Baranor. The coward now drowns his sorrows in vodka. He's convinced that he fled because of the monster in the lake. Heh! Apparently the imbecile saw the monster, Himmelgott. So he went back on his tracks, abandoning all the automatons in Baranor, as well as the people they were there
This
to
is
rescue.
casting though, right?
Grandfather, I know you're still really angry with Captain Obo because he abandoned the automatons that you built with your friend Hans and Baranor.
Who
He
is
was
this
supposed to
woman?
wait for them. They were going to take all the survivors they found in the rubble to the boat and then bring everyone here to safety in Valsembor. But in the end, when he got to the beach at Baranor and saw the disaster and all the dead, he became really afraid. The disease, the radiation. He must have had an uncontrollable
Radiation?
panic attack, so he immediately turned back, dumped the machines on the crystal into the lake, and came back empty-handed to Valsembor. And the automatons have been there ever since, in hell. But who knows? Maybe today he'll want to sell. I'm sure Kate will be capable of convincing him to help the Youkols.
Who is this woman?
My waitressing shift in the tavern. Come by and see me later on, okay? Captain Obo will be there.
Who is this woman? She is the worst
All right,
voice
then.
actor I've
I'll
ever
try and
heard.
convince Captain Obo. Thank you for everything, Mr. Steiner.
I don't know if I really should wish you good luck, dear Miss Walker. Baranor is only an open grave now.
You think Sarah's a rabbit? No, I don't think so. It would be a huge leap in this universe if she was a robot. Because first of all, like in this world, there aren't proper robots. There are automatons, like the things you saw in that film strip. Those weird, like tin soldier guys. So like, if she was one of those, like we've never seen anything like human, like with skin and that could pass as a person. We have seen a sentient automaton, and it talked way more like a person than she does. Also, Hans Vorarlberg, who has not yet appeared in this game, is supposed to be like the foremost guy on like clockwork nonsense. So like, if he couldn't make like a convincing person analog, I don't think this weird not German guy could do it. I've played countless mods for Skyrim and Fallout with better voice acting. Yeah, yep. That seems yep. Why would the automatons have mutated? They're like cogs and gears and stuff. That's generally not affected by radiation, other than like perhaps absorbing some ambient radiation, right? So he said it was his granddaughter. Her last name is probably Steiner? I don't know. Well, that was a big, fat, long detour. But at least it was important. What's your dealie, oh?
Impossible, I don't believe it. He forgot to leave it open again.
Oh, God. Thorax, you just got me so good. I was like, wait, no, I'm pretty sure it's radiation. You're like, it's radiation! Voice acting, you guys! There's a lot of people out there who underrate the skill needed to voice act. And from now on, I think I'm going to point to this game and be like, no, but really, though, like, voice acting. This probably isn't the worst example, but there's some, like, really clear, like, textbook examples of, like, this is just bad, don't do this. Hello, person.
Welcome to our humble Valsembor funicular station, miss.
Oh, I have a funicular. Wait, that would be the thing that goes back up to the hospital, right? I presume I'll need that at some point. Can I go in here and steal your crap? It's true, the passage of time could have, like, the gears could have rusted or whatever because no one's, like, taking good care of them. But my confusion was over the concept of the automatons, like, mutating.
This morning, it created chaos.
Let Steiner take the prosthesis. I have enough to do with the lake crossing.
I don't even have the prosthesis. I was just checking out the boundaries of the world. I don't know. I still don't think I would personally call it mutation, but I see what you're saying. What is happening over there?
It's kicking off near the town hall.
I don't like that new waitress working in the tavern at all.
Those are two very different conversations those two individuals are having with each other. Nope, don't turn around. No, why did that happen? That's... Nope. Play nice, Velox. I'm sure these people tried, probably, I hope.
If you were only here to see this, Oscar.
These cinematic things are weird. They feel really out of place.
Who's gonna pay?
Mr. Mayor, do your job and come out onto the balcony.
Why is the mayor's job to be on the balcony? I'm glad you appreciated that too, Thorax. I was like, it's kicking off? Really? That's some localization issue right there. No, they really could have tried harder to get those in sync, I think.
Excuse me. What's happening here?
I like We Snap, though. We Snap! It's kicking off, guys!
Isn't it obvious? We're demonstrating against having the Youkol nomads parked on our doorsteps.
But what for?
Since they came to
casting
Valsembor, there's been no end to the shoplifting and vandalism, and on top of that, their souk is taking our customers. Mayor Bulyakin has to do something, and fast. We're not leaving
Taking
until
their
he receives
customers.
our
Why are
delegation.
people still going to talk to the Youkols if everyone hates them?
Talk to you?
Because he's a schmuck. He wants the nomads to continue their migration as much as us, but he's too afraid of annoying his higher-ups. And while he's gaining time by playing both sides of the board, we're watching our sales go through
It's
the
way
floor.
easier to get the movements in sync than the voices,
To
Thorax.
prevent the migration from continuing? They want the Youkols to stay blocked in Valsembor?
That's what people are saying, but if you want my opinion, the only thing the mayor is waiting for is someone to get rid of those savages without him having to get his hands dirty.
So, we suspect that the mayor is perhaps sympathetic to the Youkols? Is that the idea? Good, I can only talk to one of them. I was concerned I'd have to just talk to, like, all the stupid villagers.
The shopkeepers are on strike for the first time in ages. That's not good business for anyone, if you want my opinion.
Like how everyone keeps, like, offering their opinions, but, like, they're really dumb opinions. I'm inclined to agree that you are perhaps giving them too much credit. I'm not so sure that there's a deeper meaning here. This town is, like, way too big. I feel like this town is bigger than, like, any town in like, both of the previous games put together. I mean, unfortunately, the whole town is snow. I don't know if there's much I could do about that. There's, like, 4 cars in the whole town. What a weird place this is.
Everyone's been surly the last few months.
Very helpful. Very good to know.
Looking for cigars or some hooch? I'm even cheaper than the nomads.
Well, if we need some hooch, we know
I
where
don't
to
have
go.
any coins. Too bad.
We're gonna solve a problem later by wishing on this fountain. It's just gonna do it. It'll make about as much sense as the major puzzles we've solved today. Oh, that's some lag. I don't even know what that is. Have you seen Jazz's sword? I keep asking people about it. No one seems to appreciate how large it is. It's very large, right? Oh, there's too much town. I just want to, like, make sure I found everything, and then I want to, like... Ah! My god. Okay, alright, okay, this is familiar. I think I know, I think I get it now. So, like, here's the, like, pier area, which is, like, entirely useless. I haven't gone all the way to this far end. I don't know if there's anything here. Was there... It feels like there was less snow if there was still snow when we were looking at the shopkeepers. Oh no, I've seen his sword thorax. I can't seem to find anyone else who appreciates that fact. It's very big. No, there's a ladder here, and this seems like I'll probably have to do something with it later, but I don't think that's a now thing. This is very reminiscent of something from the past games. There's like a giant, like, statue man that you had to, like, move along train tracks to accomplish something. It was very odd. Okay, so now, going back this way, we're gonna see if we can, like, break into the mayor's office or something. Well, actually, no. You know what? No. 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 First, we're gonna go talk to the boat captain, because I think that's something we definitely need to do, whereas the mayor thing seems important, but no one's told me to do it yet, so I'm not gonna do it. Whoa, these transition points are super great and helpful. I like them. I like that the camera changes and does not help reorient your position very well. Oh yeah, I was talking last week about how in the first Syberia, like, you never got a close-up on any person talking ever. Which is why it feels kind of weird to, like, get such close-up views of people's faces and other things in this game. Because the camera's always, like, super far away. Here? Okay, we made it inside. Nope, this is not... Sort of expecting this to be like a... Oh,
as deserted as the outside.
Great. Is that something on that seat there? Can I... There's definitely something here. She just doesn't care about it.
Hello? Anyone here?
I didn't even press a button for that one. Oh, lag. I'm not unconvinced that this game may crash at some point. The Invisible Man may not make an appearance, if you know what I mean.
Too bad.
Too bad, I guess. That's promising. Someone has left a furnace of some description on near a mattress that's just sitting on the floor. What we got?
I'll just take a peek. Nobody will ever know.
Her mouth didn't move at all. Also, by taking a peek, she means I'm gonna steal that. It belongs to me now. Is this the... Nope. When did I get an anthology of the Youkols? I don't remember that. Oh boy, logbook. The guy, commander of the boat. How do I... Pages. We did it. Read. I am a man, and because I err, I am a man. Dostoevsky. Oh, Lord. hang on. How many pages? 1.
Poor Captain. Even though
2.
his superstitions terrify him, he's obviously dreaming of a second chance.
3. Okay, 3 I can do. Siberia's had a couple long ones in the past, and I didn't want to start on one of those now. Okay, so. That was written... This is the first page? Is this the first page? This is the first page. That feels like a weird place to start. That was written by a coward. Coward. The title is less prestigious than Captain. It was nevertheless preferable to the prospect of once again being confronted with the lake and the red eyes that lurk there. Its eyes! I suppose I should start from the beginning, now that I've thrown the old log overboard so the tale can be told afresh. Well, at least they tried to explain why we start here. Everything is ready. Room for my account, my confession, as to judge by the speed with which the bottle of vodka is emptying. There's little time left before I plunge into a sleep stripped of nightmares. Okay, so I guess that picture there is supposed to be somehow indicative of the not monster that he presumably saw. I never really knew why they asked me to become commander of the Crystal. I have to say that at the time I was a young wolf, dressed to the nines and proud. Merchant Marine Navy. There wasn't a port from Arrowbad, nice reference, to Baranor, where they didn't toast the health of Captain Fyodor Ivanovich Obo. Not to mention a few black eyes and gap-toothed smiles handed out along the way. The fact remains that when Valsembor asked me to take the helm of the Crystal, I accepted, and years of happiness followed. 20, in fact. Nice round number. The work was easy and enjoyable, consisting of daily runs between Valsembor and the different towns on the other side of the lake, Nahadotsk, Tanguskaya, and Baranor. Damn, Baranor! Back out, next page, read button. Baranor is the town just across from Valsembor on the other side of the lake. Since that crazy mechanic from the west set up his amusement park there last year, all I was doing was transporting tourists going into it, but that was before the accident in the power plant, before Baranor became the radioactive hell that it will remain for centuries and centuries. Lots of people survived the meltdown. They got way more radiation than they were supposed to. Who's supposed to get radiation? Sure, but they came through it alive. So, given the Crystal's record, and the Captain's too, the authorities immediately thought of us when it came time to go rescue those poor bastards. The mission was simple. Unload the rescue team on the beach at the Baranor amusement park, wait for them to come back with the survivors, then take everyone back to Valsembor Clinic until all the survivors were safe and sound. Despite the risk and terrible sight of all those bodies, the first few crossings went as planned. Then things got out of control. That's because that's when it arrived. Fear. The fear! Everybody who says my name now... That's a complicated and unnecessary sentence. Everybody who says my name now the way you spit on the sidewalk will tell you, after all those crossings, the radiation finally put the wind up Obo's sails. What he says he saw came straight from a bottle. That drunkard's more scared of the atom than of Errol's sea smugglers. That's a really weirdly specific dig. But on my honor as a sailor, I swear that's all wrong. Sure, just thinking about all that pernicious radiation, invisible to the naked eye and capable of burning you and creating countless mutations, is enough to give me the cold shivers. Of course it put the wind up my sails. Worse, in reality, a nameless terror, glacial and dark, like a moonless night. But that's because I saw it. It, the monster of the lake. The clown, Pennywise, you know the one. It. With all those arms stretching out forever, its evil eyes shining with a cunning and malevolent intelligence. Those eyes. So yes, I know I can never make up for the harm I caused by abandoning the rescuers and the last survivors in Baranor. That damned me forever. I'd also be lying if I never thought about going back to challenge the monster fair and square, look it right in the eyes, and try to make up for my crimes. But what good would it do? That wouldn't bring back the people I left to die. Nobody would forgive me. The facts have shown that I'm too gutless to agree to be led into hell by one of its most eminent representatives if it's not going to do anyone any good. Totally gutless and selfish, ladies and gentlemen. Hashtag memoir titles. Regardless, the only thing that counts for me now is keeping the lake and its inhabitants safe from my presence on board the Crystal and... No more pretending. The truth is that I need to protect myself from the lake and that cunning devil it hides at all costs. Now I approach the end of these lines, I can't stop looking at the Crystal's ignition key. That old trinket that's been in my pocket for 20 years, and that I've used so many times to set course on the lake. I see the bottle of vodka is empty and my mind is clear. Far clearer than it was when I fled Baranor, since my damnation. Right now, at this very moment, I know how to nip any suicidal inclination in the bud. Any sudden urge to confront the horror that awaits me in the lake bed. Where did that jacket get to? Well, I think the important point there is that the key is in his pocket. Dang, if you're able to chat this well on your phone, I would say you're doing a good job. I think we're talking about radiation. Sorry, I got absorbed in trying to read the thing. I know you guys can read it yourself, and I know some people dislike that. But generally, if you're watching a stream, sometimes you're multitasking or whatever. I think it's just generally easier and better for me to read it for you guys. Maybe you guys disagree, just let me know. So... ladder? Nope. Globe is nothing. So I found the place where I expected the captain to be, and he wasn't there. There's a downstairs, too. I suppose I could check that. It's weird, and the other games sort of did this, too, but it seems like we've gone out of our way to make the world feel giant and empty. Like, this ship is unnecessarily large, I think, for its task. So it feels weird that I have to traverse all of this to find probably, like, a handful of key spots. Is this just it? Just ends at a wheelbarrow? What is this? Captain's using a straitjacket to restrain himself? I don't know, man. That sounds like something out of Darkest Dungeon. I don't think this game is that. Oh, I found it. I don't know what it is, but I found it.
Wow, what a lot of room.
What am I looking at? It's just like darkness.
It's more and more like walking through a ghost ship.
It's always been walking through a ghost ship. I found the desk. I think he meant that the keys are in the jacket pocket. I mean, yeah, that's... I don't know if I'm the he in that sentence. I believe that the thing is I need to find a jacket and there are keys in it. I don't necessarily think it's a straitjacket. But it is weird for him to write, like, yes, I have the keys on me like I always did, but where is the place where the keys are? Alright, I guess that's for later, that none of that seemed useful.
As deserted as the outside.
Why am I able to look at so many parts of this room and just say it's deserted? Oh, no, that's just the other... Yeah, no, never mind, that was dumb. It was dumb of me. Go down the stairs, Kate Walker! Where is he? Doesn't seem like I can go out the back of this room. So, back to the deck? We can go further back this way, but I doubt I'm gonna find him there. He went on the ship when we talked to him before, didn't he? I'm almost certain he did. It really didn't look like it was giving me a hotspot for that door before. That's kind of weird. Man, there's a lot of chairs on this boat. I have a hard time believing a town of this size would have needed a boat of this size, like, at max capacity regularly. I feel like you probably could have had a significantly smaller boat than this and served its function as ferry to the nearby towns. This feels weird. Is there a bar or something in town? I don't know, maybe. But I'm pretty sure he came on the boat. At this point, I'm just going to try examining the boat. And if we don't come across anything, I imagine I will probably end the stream. I think that's where I came from. Pretty sure. What is the purpose of this stupid boat? It's gigantic and there's like nothing to do on it. Yeah, everybody get your AKs ready.
Right. Just need to find the owner of this place, then...
Oh, for God's sake. Did she say that? I couldn't tell what she said because she spoke so robotically and insanely quickly. Like, not even trying to be funny. Like, it was actually difficult to get anything out of her because she was, like, streaming through that. She was just, like, blazing through her lines. And, like, half of the words she was saying, like, didn't quite sound correct. So it's actually pretty difficult for me to, like, get the point of what she's saying. Where is there a tavern, though? Because, like, we've been through the town... And, like, the only places that, like, seemed like it would let me do anything there are the boat, the shop where her grandfather worked, the mayor's office, and, like, the funicular station that goes to the hospital, which is not where we're going. I mean, these windows sort of suggest a tavern atmosphere, maybe, but I don't think it had a hotspot. Sure, why not? You know what's actually really interesting? The second game added a phone mechanic where you could, like, call characters, which was, like, kind of good for these, like, big, sprawling, empty places where you could, like, lose track of objectives. But it's been completely removed from this game, and I wonder why.
I'd rather be left here on my own if you don't mind, miss.
Go speak with young Sarah. She could help you.
I hope you find the tavern agreeable, miss.
Well, that's definitely that lady's voice.
All those youngsters trying to act smart to impress the Steiner girl. It really gets to me.
The captain is just there, next to the fireplace.
I wouldn't exactly call this right there next to the fireplace.
That shape there in the water. What is it?
Why did someone paint the Loch Ness Monster?
Captain Obo?
What do you want?
Hedge, argue, push. It's hedge.
May I sit down for a second?
Go ahead.
This guy seems very agreeable.
Well,
I think he's gonna help
I'm sorry
us.
to impose, but I actually really...
You know, you kind of remind me of someone. The wife of the quartermaster that served on board the Crystal after the war.
Okay.
Do you realize he got married to the first cousin of the wife of a machinist?
That's so dreadful. I'm sorry to hear it.
Oh,
Press
okay.
X to doubt.
That's all really interesting, but what I wanted to ask...
That's a really great story, really. Because, did you know? So there. So the guy answers, I don't know nothing, Captain. Turns out he was hiding in the broom closet. Hilarious.
You done?
Irina, the wife of the quartermaster, her name was Irina Malevna. Crazy how much you look like her.
I appreciated your joke. I was just trying to absorb whatever nonsense was
You can
happening.
finish telling me the story another time, Captain Obo.
But
the lake is haunted by a demon. It's watching me.
am I supposed to talk to Sarah again? That was not helpful.
I can feel it.
Sarah?
Is everything okay, Kate?
Not really. I'd like to ask Captain Obo if the Youkol caravan can go on board his boat to cross over to Baranor.
She knows this already.
But I can't get a straight answer. He's completely sloshed.
I'm sorry, miss, but I really think you're wasting your time. He's getting drunk again to forget his crimes, like he always does. To forget he wasn't brave the way a captain should be. Can you believe it? In Baranor, he just picked up and abandoned his passengers. And I know, he'll never want to see that cursed place again.
I'm not sure that's true, lad. Even if he does drink a lot, the captain's a pretty good guy. Say the right thing, and you may be able to convince him.
If I'm ever lucky enough to find him sober, even for a moment, I need that drunkard to listen to me.
Maybe I can help you with that. I'll make him one of my famous small restoratives. After that, he'll want to sleep for 3 days, but at least his mind will be clear.
Any advice? Sure, bartender. Tell me what's up. Well, thanks for coming out, Kat. We probably won't be streaming much longer.
What do you think of that, then, miss?
So awkward. Why did the music kick in for 4 seconds? It was very important, obviously.
Better than I do. What can you tell me that will help me to convince him?
One thing's for sure. He definitely hates himself for abandoning all those people to their fate over there in Baranor.
Oh my god,
all
I
of those
hate this
men,
person.
women, and children that Grandfather's army of automatons was going to rescue and bring back on board the crystal. He has the impression nobody here will ever forgive him, and to be perfectly honest, he's not far wrong. Plus, he's also racked with guilt. So in my opinion, avoid criticizing him.
Was this person like the last person they cast for the entire like game, and they could only afford like 3 minutes of her time, but she had like a bunch of important dialogue, so they're like, quickly speed it up, we can only afford like, you know, 10 seconds on this scene.
Has Captain Obo taken the crystal out of port since leaving Baranor?
He's been far too drunk ever since then for that.
And anyway, the port's
Also, her
been closed
lines are
since
really
the tragedy
badly
at Baranor
translated.
20 years ago.
Do you think the crystal is still in sailing condition after all this time?
I'm sure there'll be a few repairs to do, but Obo never stopped keeping it in shape, you know. He loves his boat, despite everything.
Looks pretty rusted.
Do you know why Captain Obo fled Baranor?
He must have been completely traumatized by what he saw there. The catastrophe, the victims, and then the radiation. He unloaded the automatons.
I think he saw the
beach,
radiation.
but he didn't expect they'd bring the survivors back right then. He just cracked, completely snapped. Full astern and goodbye all.
That's not accurate. The thing we read said that he made like 3 trips successfully.
Monster appearing and attacking his boat.
Yes, the old legend of the monster of the lake. Convenient, isn't it?
Who knows what became of the victims and automatons the captain abandoned?
No, everybody hates the captain for that. But nobody volunteered to take the helm of the crystal in his place to pick up the survivors. If there are any left in Baranor. They're all dead now, that's for sure.
Grandfather says that the automatons would have broken down really quickly with nobody to maintain them.
Go see the captain. Sarah will bring you the restorative when it's ready.
Yeah, these people are not tremendously helpful, as it turns out. Alright, let's see if we can handle this nonsense with the captain and leave it there. That is not liquid. Look at that! That's solid! Whatever that is just like a solid object in a glass! At best, it's like Play-Doh or like cornstarch or something.
Take this, Captain. This one's on the house.
They really just wanted an excuse to rag on him. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
My God! This piss water unbattens the hatches, swabs the deck, and opens the portholes.
I think he just pooped.
Miss?
My name is Kate Walker, Captain Obo. We met each other earlier.
To what do I owe the honor of your presence at the table of the regrettably famous Captain Obo?
Night Anime, thanks for coming out. Wait, which button is it to listen to my thoughts?
I'd like to have a serious talk, Captain. You
Didn't
must
let me
listen.
do it, even though it suggested that it would.
Oh, if it's just to stand there and take shots at me, you can be on your way, miss. Go take the high ground with someone else.
What I'd like you to do is to help me, Captain. I could even say you're the man of the hour.
What do you mean by that, young lady?
The Youkol caravan has to cross the lake now. It absolutely must continue on its migration. Do you
It has to cross the lake
So
now.
I thought that maybe they could board the crystal. That way you could take everybody there to the other side, Captain. I know you don't have fond memories of your last crossing, of your departure from Baranor, but...
Why the hell are you bothering me if everybody has already warned you about horrible Captain Obo? The gutless wonder.
You got a funny name. You got that going for you. I don't know why one of the options is flashing.
Right.
Oh.
Go on.
Poor Captain. I think a little sympathy might do him some good. I should use what I read in the captain's log to convince him.
Oh.
Why are you still here if you don't want to talk?
It's blinking because it's an option I probably wouldn't have had if I didn't read the
I took
thing.
a look at your logbook, Captain. I read what you wrote when you fled Baranor.
So in that case, you know what I am, right? I'm damned and rotten to the core.
Let me tell you something, Captain. I know that you need to redeem yourself, and I just may be able to help you do that.
Now, that's a really smug approach.
How in the hell?
Take the Youkol caravan to Baranor in the Crystal. The migration must go that way.
Baranor? That's impossible. You can't go to there anymore. Never again. Too much happened. Too many died. And also there, in the water.
Some sort of automaton squid, probably.
Beast as big and long as my boat. Ask your Youkol friends what they think about it. They call it the Kilak. The evil spirit.
Oh, it's a Klingon sea monster.
The devil guarding the doorway to hell.
Captain, I think it's time for you to clear your head of all these fanciful stories designed to scare people. Everywhere in the world where the water is deep, people have come up with legends designed to keep children safe. Come on, get up, Captain Obo. Show me what you're made of.
Ms. Walker, first of all, I have to say that you're an incredibly stubborn woman.
Oh, he's trying to read really quickly.
Anyway, I'll stop there. But I get it.
And what am I to conclude from your appraisals?
All right, all right. You can get your gang of little savages and board the Crystal. I'll take you.
Oh, thank you, Captain.
I don't
really.
think she was very convincing at all. I feel like that shouldn't have worked.
Oh, but be careful now, Captain Girl. You're not there yet. There are two conditions, and they
Okay.
are negotiable.
Okay.
First, we stop by Narodas. It's a little town just a bit south of Baranor. That will mean we avoid the most radioactive zones, but it won't
That
actually
seems very
take you too
reasonable.
far off your path. And second, we also sail by day. I'm not going to finish up on the lake monster's plate. And it sleeps during the day. The beast is usually a bit of a night owl anyway.
He seems to know a lot about
I
this fictional
accept.
monster.
Captain Obo.
Well, you didn't like that close-up,
Haggis?
Haggis?
On deck now, sailor, because we've got work to do before we can hoist the anchor.
Wasn't he
Come on,
supposed to
Kate.
want to sleep
You
for 3
hurry up
days?
and meet with the captain before he changes his mind. I'll go tell Grandfather to join you on board the Crystal with Kirk.
Thank you, Sarah.
Not sure why I got 2 trophies for that. I feel like 1 trophy made more sense.
I was sure the captain would end up by saying yes.
I don't think you were sure of that. The conversation just went, I was attacked by a monster. Monsters don't exist. Okay, then let's go. Yeah, that seems pretty accurate, really. No, that goes beyond adventure game. Like, adventure games will bend that so, like, people are more willing to accept, like, your argument. But, like, that conversation just, like, straight up didn't logically follow to a conclusion. Like, that was weird. Like, you didn't actually say anything that would have compelled him to help you. Like, even when you had the right idea in mind of, like, knowing his motivation and trying to play to it, you're like, I know your motivation. You seek salvation, and whatever I'm telling you to do will get that for you. And he's just like, I don't have to think about that. That makes sense because you said it. Like, what? Also, it's a really long loading screen. So, at this point, I shouldn't need to do anything other than get on the boat, right? Something seems weird about this. Because, like, so Steiner is, like, going to give the leg to Kurt, bring him back from the hospital, and meet us on the boat. Oh, I guess we have to go tell the Youkols to get on the boat. That's the thing we need to do. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop here. Hopefully, being near the boat will make sure that I remember what it is I'm supposed to do next. We've had a good run. We've made it through a couple of obstacles that took longer than they should because this game is maybe the most convoluted Syberia yet. 2 was pretty bad in that respect, but I think 3 is a little worse so far. However, I'm still having a lot of fun. The localization, the voice acting, it's all pretty ridiculous. The world is really cool. I've always liked the Syberia world, even though it's like a little janky. But yeah, it seems like you guys are having fun. I hope you have enjoyed. I hope you will join me on future Saturdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, for the ongoing saga of Kate Walker. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a great week. And yeah, I really appreciate it. I have been Captain Vasco the Gamer. This is Syberia 3, Part 2. And next time, we will get some yokels on a boat and maybe, I don't know, get the mayor to do something. I don't know why there's a protest or why we care. There's a lot of unanswered questions and way too much space, and frankly, I hope we don't have to do much on the ghost boat. But here we are. Next time, hopefully we'll set sail. See you then.